Good morning and welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday the 29th of December. About 4 weeks ago I was asked to write a piece for a Facebook group or page or whatever it is. I don't do Facebook, I'm not familiar at all with Facebook, but I was approached and asked to write a piece for a Facebook group which was about why, sorry that's my phone, which was about why I choose to stage group. And I took a while thinking, oh my God, do I really want to do this? And then about 4 or 5 days before Christmas, I actually turned my laptop on and did it and sent it off. And it really made me focus again, afresh, on why I need to stage a group. And one of the things I was really conscious of is that quite a few times over the past few months, I've actually chosen to go in, get weighed, come out, come home, and put my video up rather than stage a group. And it's something I said I'd never do. I said I would never put my YouTube channel ahead of my weight loss journey and my weight maintenance journey. And I think I've been doing that. I think I've been thinking, oh my goodness, I need to get my video recorded, I need to get my video uploaded. It's important, it's vital, it's crucial. It's nice to be able to do it. It's nice to have the opportunity and the freedom to put a video up every weekend, but it's not what is going to keep me slim, even though I have the most amazing support on my channel from some beautiful people. So starting afresh really, that's why I'm videoing today, because yesterday I did choose to stage a group, and after I left group and came home, Joe had already gone to work. And then in the afternoon I was out with friends and just got home in the evening before Joe and then went out again. And I've really got to get my channel in the right place, because I'm only doing this channel because I am trying to maintain the weight loss. And if I'm going to let my weight slide and put my channel ahead of my weight loss, who's going to be interested in what I'm doing if I'm coming on every week and saying I'm drawing line, I'm starting again, I've failed, I'm back to where I was, I've gained this, I've gained this, I've gained this. And the one thing I am really conscious of, ending the year, is that I am ending the year 8.5 pounds heavier than I started it. That is not where I should be. So Project Jane and the weight loss, which has been a 10-year project for me, because it started on the 8th of March 2010, my whole weight loss journey thing. And Project Jane has to come first, and Project Jane means going to group every week. And I've been at Slimming World for 4.5 years. I've been at Slimming World and I haven't missed a week, because that's important to me. I haven't always gone to my group, I've gone to other groups, but I haven't missed a week. And it's like, to me, being a member of Overeaters Anonymous, as I was back a few years ago, almost like, like people who go to AA. Some people go to an AA meeting 3 times a week. Some people do 90 meetings in 90 days. I need to have Slimming World at the front of my thinking, because it's the only thing that is going to keep the weight off me. I believe in the plan, and it's the only thing that has ever worked for me. And I'm 63 years old, and I've been on a weight loss journey since I was about 19, when I wasn't even fat. I learned to diet myself heavy. Now I need to focus on staying on plan to stay slim. And okay, yeah, I can stand here in, size 10 clothes and the small from Whistles in the top I bought yesterday and everything. And that feels good. But I can feel the difference between 9 stone and 9 stone 8.5. And I know, some people might go, oh, for goodness sake, woman, 9 stone 8.5 is not heavy. It might not be for you. It is for me. Today it is for me. And I don't want to be carrying an extra 8.5 pounds around. And if I've done that this year, and I do it again in 2020, I'll be standing in front of you at the end of 2020 going, I'm 10 stone 1. And then the following year, I'm 10 stone 9.5. And I'm not knocking anybody who is 10 stone 1 or 10 stone 9.5. That's your journey. My journey is really personal to me, and it's very much about how I feel. So went to group yesterday, stayed to group and really felt the benefit of it. But you know what blows my mind? And I mean, it's been Christmas, and people who watch my channel know I hate Christmas. And it always ends in tears. I predicted it, and it did. I ended up in tears on Christmas Day morning, first thing Christmas Day morning, because of a telephone conversation. And I go there every year, and I put myself through it every year. And I think I've had enough. I've had enough. You know, you can keep Christmas as far as I'm concerned. It's for kids. I don't need it. I don't need the weight, worries. I don't need the eating problems. I don't need anything to do with it. Okay, yeah, I believe in Jesus, and you know, we celebrate on the 25th of December because we call it Jesus' birth. Well, was it? That's a question I'd like to ask, was it? But it's a date in which we celebrate. It's a pagan festival, the 25th of December. Let's not go into all that. But what we're going to go into, going forward into 2020, what I'm going to focus on is my weight loss journey. And how I'm going to get back to 9 stone, and how I'm going to bloody well stay there if it kills me. Because I used to think, you know, I'll be happy when I'm thin. If you're not happy, whatever size you are, I don't think you'll ever be happy when you're thin. There's so much more to life than just your size. And I know that today I am happy in my family, I am happy in my situation. Like, you know, shit happens, life happens, we deal with it. We have to. We know emotions happen to everybody, and we get on with it and we deal with it. And I think in a lot of ways I'm a really, really fortunate person, and I work very hard, and I've got a fabulous supportive family and everything, and a lot of things that make me happy. I have things in my life that make me unhappy. I have things in my life that make me worry and anxious, but I can't let them rule my life today. I have to live through those things. But what's got to come first, ahead of everything, is my eating. Because if I don't get that right, then I'm going to end up going back to the miserable person that I used to be. But I stand in front of you today and say, being slim does not make for happiness. You've got to find that in yourself, whatever size you are. That's my opinion today. So, okay, went to group, and we were given this, success in, I'm moving my hands in my pockets. Is it called Success in 2020, Joe? Your success in 2020?
Your 2020 success starts
Yeah.
now.
This is what everybody got who went to group between Christmas and New Year. But don't worry, you're not going to miss out in the long term, because in future, if you're a new member, this will go into your pack. It's going to be a new addition to the pack. It's interesting. It's not world breaking. It's not going to transform you, but it will give you some ideas. You've got 7 breakfast ideas, 7 jacket potato toppings, 7 toast toppings, 7 desserts, whatever. All these different ideas of food. But you know, if I'm perfectly honest, it's all the same old Slimming World food. And for me, I don't do that everything with tomatoes and minced beef. I try to just adapt normal meals, normal food. I mean, if I make a casserole, I don't do it with tomatoes. I use a beef stock or whatever. I think the best way to treat it like a lifestyle is to eat like a normal person, but just tweak recipes to make them fit into the plan. You know, reduce the fat, use the right amount of cheese, that sort of thing. But all of this, like, you never guess, there's a recipe in here for spaghetti bolognese. Don't we all know the Slimming World spaghetti bolognese recipe? So I think this is very much aimed at newcomers. If you're new to the plan, there's 7 of all sorts of different things in here that would give you fabulous food ideas to build a menu plan for 7 days. But I think for somebody who's been around a long time like I have, it's interesting. Not. If anybody wants this, if you don't go to group and you'd like it, first person who asks for it, you can have it, because it's not any use to me. I can't read it, and I'm happy to give it away. So first person who asks for it in the comments is yours. Okay, so a couple of bits of news from group. First one, there's a couple of vegan meals coming on the Iceland plan, and the Iceland meals from the 2nd of January. The first one is vegan mac and greens. The second one is vegan cottage pie. So it's nice to see vegan choices actually popping up in the Iceland range for those people who choose to eat some vegan meals, or for those people who are full-time vegan. Can't recommend them because I haven't tried them. They don't come in store until the 2nd of January, but I would be interested if anybody does try them to hear their feedback. The other thing is, talking on the vegan lines, beware, not all bread is vegan. Because I said in my previous video I'm going to try doing some vegan meals or vegan days throughout the week, throughout the month. I was conscious of something like this because one of the bee choices on Slimming World is it Promise Rolls, the gluten-free Promise Rolls. And I remember when we went to buy those, Joe couldn't have them because he's allergic to egg, and they've got egg in them. So it's made me really conscious that even if, I don't usually buy bread, but I intend to eat some bread in future. I think I'm past the being obsessed by it, so I'm going to introduce some bread back into my plan. But I am conscious that if I chose to buy Promise Rolls and have them as a bee choice on my plan, they are not vegan, so don't eat them on a vegan day, Jane. It's things like that. It's like the Hi-Fi bars, they're not vegan. I don't know if 1 or 2 of them might be, but the majority of them aren't. The new Hi-Fi bar comes out soon, and it's like honeycomb or something. There were some samplers at the group and they went down really well, but I didn't try it. But if you like that kind of thing, that's going to be the next option for a Hi-Fi bar. Right, Joe and I have this thing going every year because Joe's favourite type of chocolate is Easter egg chocolate, isn't it, Joe? Mm-hmm. So we have this thing going every year. Who's going to be the first to find an Easter egg in the shop? Well, last year we found our first Easter egg in Iceland on the 28th of December, and it was you know, the normal kind of, you get the Cadbury's egg and then it has something that goes with it, like a cream egg or whatever, and they were £1, weren't they, Joe?
Yeah.
This year we found our first Easter egg in the Co-op on Boxing Day. So you think to yourself, great, chocolate out the way, Christmas is finished. Have to wait till March or April for Easter to be a problem. But hey ho, they've already got Easter eggs in the shops on Boxing Day. Whatever next? Of course you've got your usual cream eggs, your caramel eggs, your Oreo eggs, your mini eggs, because I bought my friend a bag of mini eggs yesterday because she's obsessed with them. They're already there, but to see an actual Easter egg, and the one that was £1 last year, this year is £2. Is that Brexit or just inflation? I will confess I had an Oreo egg on Boxing Day, you know, the little ones? But where they used to be full, there's a gap in the middle now, so I think we're getting less chocolate for our money. Excuse me, I've got a tickle. Yeah, so isn't it weird? Years ago we used to have a clearly defined Christmas time and a clearly defined Easter time. I don't ever remember seeing Easter eggs in the shop the day after Christmas. But that's the life we live in today. So yeah, that was just an interesting fact. And every year we look out for the first time we can see an Easter egg in the shop. Boxing Day. Oh dear, whatever next. Right, I think I had a couple of other points on my list, did I, Joe?
I don't know, you've done them in a bit of a weird order. It's just results, monthly numbers.
Monthly numbers. Oh, well, yeah, we'll do monthly numbers first. I looked on my laptop this morning to see how I had fared this month, because I always compare my last weigh-in of the month with the last weigh-in of the month before, and I am actually exactly the same weight this weekend as I was at the end of November. So in a way, for me, that is a victory, not a non-scale victory, it's a scale victory, because to maintain for the whole of December is, yeah, I'm happy with that. I went to group yesterday, I did the usual stand in the queue, step on the scales business, and I got a maintain. So where last week I lost £3, this week I maintained. That again is a form of victory for me, because usually when I have a sizable loss, and for me £3 is a sizable loss, usually when I have a sizable loss the following week I'll have a gain. So to actually go through the whole of Christmas week and get a maintain was brilliant. We were smiling in group because this happens in every group, you know. Our total weight loss for the 2 groups was £25. That was about 10% of our total gain for the whole 2 groups. And we do it, don't we? We choose to do it. But then next week, you know, there'll be a queue at the door and we'll all start again. I don't want to feel like that anymore. I don't want to feel that this is a I'm on it, I'm off it, I'm doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm taking a vacation, I'm having a break, I'm going to blow it and then gain a stone and start again. I really want this to be my lifestyle. I really do. And I am much more comfortable when it is my lifestyle. I had a lovely Christmas day. Joe cooked us a fabulous Christmas lunch. And I had pigs in blankets and I had pork, sage and onion stuffing and all the usual stuff, the gravy and everything. But I had it in moderation. Like I had 3 pigs in blankets. The old me would have had half the pan full. I had a nice sort of square of stuffing. I didn't actually eat all that. I ate until I was full and then I stopped. And that did not mean I cleared my plate. And I think that's the first Christmas ever that I haven't actually cleared my plate because I was physically full. Last Christmas I remember clearing my plate and then we went for a walk in the afternoon, which we always do on Christmas Day, and I was so stuffed. I struggled, didn't I, Joe? I complained for the whole of the walk that I was actually in physical pain because I'd eaten too much. This year I was conscious I didn't want to feel like that. So I stopped eating when I was full and I didn't have a dessert. And that felt good. It wasn't planned that way because I'd planned to have whatever I wanted on Christmas Day. But it felt good. So my results for this week were a maintain after losing £3 last week. Excuse me, my phone again. Joe, you can share your results because you gained £1/4 pound last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
And what did you do this week?
I think I lost about 4.
Yeah, you lost £4 this week. So, again, you know, he ate what he wanted over Christmas, but we didn't go mental. We didn't go mental. And it just feels so much better. I think going forward into 2020, I want to be a bit more relaxed. I don't mean relaxed on the plan and saying, oh, I can have extra this and more of that. I want to just be more relaxed about eating this plant as a lifestyle instead of, in my head, for 4.5 years, I've been like, this is a lifestyle, this is not a diet. I'm not dieting, I'm not dieting. But how on earth do you ever overcome the diet word? Because, you know, if you're conscious of everything you're eating, it can so easily be like being on a diet. And the problem with being on a diet is your brain's always waiting to come off it. And that's my problem. I need to focus on it and be more relaxed about it being my lifestyle. Because otherwise, I'm always conscious. And I am either on it or off it. I know a lot of people say, oh, they don't talk like that. They don't say they're on the plan or they're off the plan. But I can't see it any other way for me. Because if I am not following the book, if I'm not on the plan, I'm off it. There's no in between for me because I'm all or nothing. So I'm either doing it or I'm bloody well not doing it. And I don't do moderation when I'm not doing it. So yeah, going forward I want to focus much more on it being my lifestyle. And I was talking with a friend the other day about, she said, you know, think of a word that you could focus on in 2020. And my favourite word around this plan has always been choice. I've got a choice. But then I was talking with my bestie yesterday via text, and I wear a bangle that my bestie bought me, and it says I am thankful. And I would like one that said I am choice, but they don't do an I am choice. So I was talking with my bestie on the phone yesterday because she's going to get me, she's ordered me another bangle. But the new one says I am capable. Because it speaks to me about I am capable of making choices. I'm also capable of totally stuffing it up. But I am capable. And I think in life, you know, if we want something and we want it enough, we're all very capable of doing it. And that's how I want to go forward into 2020. I am capable. So that's all I have to share for this week. I was going to say I'm sorry I'm a day late, but I'm not sorry I'm a day late. I'm glad I stayed to group. So in future, you will see me at the weekend, not necessarily on a Saturday. It'll all depend on group and what time I get home and whether Joe's here or not. not on running in and out of group to get back to do my video, because my weight loss, my weight maintenance is going to come ahead of my videos. But I will be back. I will be back every weekend. So thanks for all your kind comments, thanks for all your Christmas wishes, and a Happy New Year to everybody. We'll see you next weekend. Cheers.